Hey family, my name is Chris. I am your home gamer dad, and I really didn't think I'd be making another one of these videos so soon. But as it turns out, apparently around this time of year is when all the Kickstarters, crowdfund, backer kits, all that stuff apparently goes live around there, and has people drumping around and take my money, shut up and take my money. And this happens to be one of those instances. We head back to the Isle of Cats where our furry feline friends are fleeing from a ferocious fire. Today I explain why I backed Race to the Raft. Now I am new to Isle of Cats. I've literally only had the game for a few weeks. I haven't even got a chance to find space on my shelf yet for it. But since I've had it, I have played the solo mode a few times. I've watched a bunch of videos in order to learn how to play. I haven't gotten it to the table for my wife and I to play yet, but it is on the list. It's on the docket right now for us to play, and I think she will absolutely love it because she loves that type of Tetris-y tile laying games. So Patchwork, which is up there, that's one of our favorite games to play because of that reason. I think she'll really like Isle of Cats for the same idea. So I fell in love with the game instantly. Plus, I'm a cat person over a dog person, so right there, it won me. The art was cool, the mechanics were cool, everything about it was really interesting to me. I'd never really done anything with card drafting before, so that was fun in order to play around with. So there was a lot of things about Isle of Cats that I really, really liked. And it just so happens now that the sequel has been announced, which is Race to the Raft. It took me a few days in order to really figure out if I wanted to back it or not, but after watching a bunch of videos, seeing how it plays and whatnot, it is very different from Isle of Cats, even though it's within the same universe, I guess. But I would definitely say for those that have Isle of Cats, you should back this. If you don't have Isle of Cats, look into it, see if it's something you like, but understand that Race from the Raft will play very differently. It's a co-op game, and for that I say, why don't we just go ahead over to the Kickstarter so we can watch it together and you can get a better idea. Here we are with a nice big blue cat in your face. This is the one thing that immediately drew me to the game as soon as I saw it post on, I think I saw this on Facebook for the very first time. I saw this giant blue faced cat and was like, hey, I recognize that cat. Where have I seen that cat before? And then looked into it a little bit more and oh, it's a sequel to Isle of Cats. I just got that. How convenient. But here we are, Race to the Raft. Right now it is, from the time I'm recording this, it's 22 days left to go. By the time I post it, it'll probably be about 15. So you got about 2 weeks or so from when you see this video to go and check it out for yourself and everything. A lot of things you're going to see in this are a lot of basic stuff that is on for right now. I don't think there's going to be any stretch goals. Maybe they might release a few additional, perks to the game as things go on. I'll give my opinion about that as we go on. But for right now, you're going to see what the base of it all has to offer and, an idea of if you think you may want to do it. It needed 24,000 USD in order to fund, and it's at 161,000 right now, so it is very well funded, and we'll see how it goes. So as with everything, let's go ahead and check out the movie. And play.
Hello and welcome to the Race to the Raft
so that's
Kickstarter.
Frank West,
my name is Frank, and I hope you can spare me just
cool
2 minutes to tell you everything you need to know about my brand new 1 to 4 player cooperative game, Race to the Raft. When I started designing this game, I wanted to create a new type of experience. One that focused on team discussions and coming up with a strategy together to then empower individuals to make their own decisions. So let's take a look at how it works. The Isle of Cats is on fire, and you play the role of a small group of cats that are in danger. Your only option is to race across the burning lands and get to a small raft before the flames surround you. Each player has their own private pathway cards, and as a team, you'll need to nominate someone to play a card and then spread fire. The goal is to build paths for each cat using their favourite terrain and get every cat to the raft. If a cat gets stuck behind fire, then you instantly lose.
Poor kid.
Race to the Raft comes with 81 scenarios, including a tutorial that will gradually introduce you to the game and layer in new rules. You'll discover siblings that need to be rescued, scared cats that want to leave the island first, and protective cats who want to wait for their friends.
So cool.
The pathways will get ever more complex and more cats will need your help. The game starts with simple objectives, but if you decide to move into the advanced mode, you'll find the harder scenarios will challenge you as much as any other game. There's much more to learn, and you can find how to play and playthrough videos on the page below. I know what you're thinking. The game sounds amazing and you want to get it, but why back the Kickstarter? Well, Firstly, without your support, this game is never going to exist. And hopefully that's enough. But if it's not, if you back the Kickstarter, you're going to get the Kickstarter Pack expansion that comes with more scenarios, special item boards, hybrid tiles for fires, and deluxeified components. You'll also get access to the miniatures, and neither of these are going to be available in retail after the campaign. So thanks for watching to the end. You know, I have never been happier with one of my games, and I am convinced that you're going to love it. Take a moment, browse the page, see what you discover.
We're here for.
If you have any questions, come to the comments and I'll be happy to answer them.
Awesome. Cool. You're taking my job from me, going through the page. Anyhow, here we go. We're going to roll down and we're just going to get right into it. Story of the whole thing. Race to the Raft is a cooperative social puzzle board game for 1 to 4 players. Work together to build pathways, guide trapped cats to safely, supports solo play, and includes an advanced mode for the... So there we go. So there's a bunch of things. Key buzzwords for me in terms of why I back it. Number 1, solo mode. 1 to 4 players is pretty good. I've seen some people ask if this can go up to 5 players. I actually can understand why it cannot go to 5 players just by the way that the game plays, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I mean, there's no reason why you can't bring more people into it and have like teams of players. You can have this go up to maybe like 8 and have a couple sit next to each other. You're in charge of XYZ cat or whatever. It's like, oh my God, what do we do? And they can kind of work together and then work together within the table. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can make this way more multiplayer than just 4. And it's a pretty decent playtime. Bunch of different things that you would see as we go through, kind of an overview of the game. Isle of Cats is on fire. It's because of the Lord Vesh, there you go, has destroyed the island. And this is pretty much picks up right after, say, you finished a game of Isle of Cats. So then you finished Isle of Cats, Lord Vesh has come to the island, stripped it all of its resources and lit it ablaze because he's a jerk. And now you have to rescue these cats in order to be able to get them out. It really is this simple. It really is this simple. Choose cards, build pathways, move cats, spread fire. As the gift is pointing out here, the fire is just going to continuously pop up through the island as you go through the play, and then you're going to be moving your cats along pathways that match the color of the cat in order to be able to make it to their safe haven in the raft. And to do that, you have to lay down the cards that you draw from the various decks. So there are 4 different decks to the game, each with 25 cards in them, each represented by a PlayStation button. And what you see here are kind of the percentage of the colors that appear within that stack. So in a stack like this, you'll see a lot of green, a lot of blue, not much red, not much orange, not much purple. And as you see, each stack is different. But even when you draw them, there's no guarantee you're going to get those colors on a card because you have all these different paths that could possibly show up, and then you overlay them on the board to make a path. Problem is you can't overlay fire and you can't overlay a cat, so you have to be careful where you put things. In addition to that, let's just go back up to the top. That was pretty much a synopsis how to play, and I'll go a little bit more into it as I do. Let's see what's in the box. Base game comes with 12 wooden meeple figures, so you have here 2 of every color cat. You have your standard cats from Isle of Cats, blue, red, orange, purple, green, and the Yoshanks, which are white. I always thought these were yellow cats in the game, but they're orange cats, whatever you want to call them, no big deal. Definitely way more orange here than in Isle of Cats. You get 4 large and 4 small island boards, and these are kind of modular in a sense, where they will go together in different ways depending on what scenario you're playing as. Various tokens to do different things. I'm not sure what some of these do. I know that in solo mode, these water tokens are either extra points at the end of the game, or you can spend a water token in order to extinguish a fire tile, which will possibly help you in the long run. I talked about the 4 sets of cards, and then the 53 puzzle fire pieces, which are very reminiscent of, the Isle of Cats, because these all kind of existed within Isle of Cats itself, and you could flip them, move them, arrange them however you want in order to put them on the board, and that would be how your fire spreads. And you can kind of control the fire, but it's fire. It's going to be uncontrollable at some point, so you got to really be careful where you place everything. And then you get 32 additional cards. And what's cool about these cards is they are just like little squares. They're little squares. I don't know how you're going to be able to sleeve these. There might be special sleeves somewhere in the campaign. I got to double check. But all the cards are like these little square cards that are a 3x3 arrangement. You have the Raft cards, which are generally where your goals are. Some location cards, which I guess are all mission specific or scenario specific. And then these down here are disaster cards, which you draw throughout the course of, I think, solo mode and maybe a certain some missions or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. And then, of course, the campaign book. There you go. 81 unique scenarios of play. That's a lot of scenarios, a lot of puzzles in order to be able to figure out how to save these cats and get them off of a burning island. The Kickstarter pack is something that you're going to get with your, no matter what you back this at. It's always going to be part of it. And this is one of the big things that Frank mentioned as why you want to back this. Because it's a Kickstarter pack, you're only going to get this during the Kickstarter, and it comes with just some kind of upgrade things, a few extra stuff, things like that. Thank you, City of Games and all that other stuff, and Frank for putting these together. Upgraded cardboard meeples to wood, so these are thicker and they look nicer. I've seen these used in some of Frank's games, so they look really nice. More island boards, including ones that are in different shapes that just add a little bit more challenge to it. And then 10 hybrid tiles, which I think are fantastic. This is really cool. So instead of just being just fire straight through, some of these tiles also have specific colored paths on them that you're able to put on the board in order to help you. So maybe like, oh no, the blue cat just needs that little bit in order to get through, but I had to draw a fire tile. Hey, I drew this one. Guess what? Now the cat can go through because here's a blue tile here in order to be able to get that way. I do wish, though, that he did add a 5th pathway card, because watching them play this, or watching him play this, I got to see a few more playthroughs to see how people kind of go into this. But not all the colors are very well, they're okay distributed. You have 2 green and 2 blue, which is a lot, but then you only have, and then 2 orange, but you only have 1 red and 1 purple. I think that there should be a 5th deck that has, purple and red as the 2 that are, you've come across more often, and then maybe, kind of rearrange the bottom a little bit. And then maybe also add in the actual O'Shanks path, like a white path, which is kind of, again, a wild where any cat can walk on it at all. I think that would be an awesome thing to add, and add a little bit more strategy, because if you pull a white tile, and I wouldn't make the path, because if you notice some of these paths are like long or super long, weird shapes or whatever, I'd probably maybe do like a 1x2 set of white on something, or even just a single tile of it anywhere. Just to add a little bit more depth and strategy to the game and hopefully be able to get through. That's just my opinion from what I'm seeing. Otherwise that, you get all that. And then again, in the Kickstarter pack, you get this, plus a campaign book with 20 additional scenarios. That is 101 scenarios for the game. That is a lot. It is, I was about to say that's as many Dalmatians as there are, but we're talking about cats now. It's 101 feline friends. Additional things you can purchase are the miniatures pack, and basically this is instead of the 12 wooden cats that you would find in Race to the Raft, you get cats that look like they're supposed to. Now, for those that are unfamiliar with Isle of Cats, the cats that are on the island have evolved into specific colors, and they all look very unique in order to be able to survive on the island together in this really big, cool collection of these different cats. So that's why they don't look like house cats. You're not going to see something that looks like an orange tabby, which is what I have. But, you get some really cool looking things. I think the red ones are my favorite because they have the horns and everything. The blue ones are nice and fluffy. They all look so pretty and so unique. And I love the way they designed the cats for Isle of Cats. And of course, coming over here to Race to the Raft. But yeah, the first pack of miniatures will give you 12 of each of the cat, 2 of each cat, in order to use moving along the board rather than the little meeples. I like the little meeples a little bit better because when you play the game, you move a cat, and then if you want to move a cat again, they're cats, they're lazy, he gets exhausted. So they would actually fold over to the side, and you'd have to discard more cards in order to move it. Yes, these guys would lay down just the same, but I think it's a little bit better represented with the meeple, though they are really cool, nice display pieces. In addition to that, you can also get in another miniature pack for cats for Isle of Cats, rather than I mean, this is really just for seeing who goes in what turn order, saying what cards are what color cats. The actual minis for, and the meeples, whatnot for the cats are not used as heavily as they are in Race to the Raft. But if you want cats, that's a great way to get them. You can display all your cats, on a shelf or whatever, which is awesome. Even with these guys and everything, you just literally have a nice shelf of cats just all over the place. God, I'm thinking about something now. Oh no, I didn't want to spend this money. Another influencer and whatnot, great thing to say about it, which is great. And then, of course, the different tiers that you're going to be backing and whatnot. And for US buyers, this is the approximate cost of what it's going to be when you purchase it. The game is produced in the UK, so, they're going to give their prices over there. And there's just going to be the rough estimate of what you'll be paying overall. But as you can see, the Kickstarter edition comes with Race to the Raft and the Race to the Raft Kickstarter. You can then possibly add in the miniatures pack in order for the whole Race to the Raft experience, and then the full Isle of Cat miniature set here as well. And I think that's it. My name's marked with the City of Games exclusive sticker will not be part of retail. Yeah, so if you want any of these figures at all, any of those miniatures, then you're going to have to just get it here on the Kickstarter, which is a great reason to purchase it. If you love this stuff, if you want to paint them, then this is the only way you're going to get them. So that's just an FYI right there for painters out there or people that just like to have all the minis and everything stacked up on their display cases. It's the only way you're going to get it is through the Kickstarter. Again, the how to play, as I mentioned before, you set up the board, you draw your cards, you play your cards, which are 3x3s, you build the paths for the cats, and after you have built a path, you place a fire, and then it's the next person's turn. It's really that simple. The rulebook right now is downloadable, so you can look for yourself. Everything is subjected to change. Always keep that in mind. And then it moves on to the videos. This is the important stuff for you actually to see the game in action, to learn how to play it directly from Frank. So these first few videos here are Frank West, the designer of the game, showing you how to play, explaining to you how to play, going through different scenarios, the tutorial, harder scenarios, harder things like that, and getting a good idea of how the game plays. And this is honestly what sold it for me. Watching him play is like, oh my God, that is amazing, that is awesome. As a solo player, this is perfect for me. This would be great. And again, I loved Isle of Cats, so it just seemed natural that I jumped into this. So he does a bunch of things here. You have some other people that come in to talk about, the game itself, giving their reviews, doing a few playthroughs and everything. Rado can't go wrong. His final thoughts and whatnot. So definitely check these out. There are other videos that I've seen pop up as well that aren't on the Kickstarter. So definitely get over to the BGG Played page in order to see if anybody else has posted stuff. Maybe that's where you're watching this one. Who knows? Few other things that you may want to know: group pledges, retail, translation, meet the team, kitty, 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 also cute, and then other people that were involved in the game. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Avatars and Media Pack. I've downloaded this already. Basically, you can go to the Media Kit page and you can download various things to use however you wish if you want to. So for me, this is going to be very much, thumbnail, usage and things along that ways. And then possibly in future videos, if I want to make a tutorial when this comes in, I have all of these pictures that I can use. The avatars are great. I may just have them anyway for polls because I have the community tab has opened up for Home Gamer Dad recently, which thank you YouTube for switching that around to make it easier to get the community tab. B, if you haven't checked out the Home Gamer Dad community tab, go do that now. C, subscribe to the Home Gamer Dad in order to check out more stuff like this and then other fun things that I do. And then where to find us, join the Facebook, Twitter, groups, forums, YouTube, newsletters, backer guarantee, etc., etc., etc. Shipping and taxes. This has always been a fun one for every single Kickstarter I've seen. So US seems pretty good. I'm actually very satisfied with this. I love how it goes down as you get more, added to it. Is it literal? Do you get free shipping for this? If you get the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle, if you would. I don't know. That's an interesting point right here. But yeah, so here's some of the shipping costs. And unfortunately, as you go down to some of the other groups and everything, it can get pretty expensive. You're almost paying for another game. But I feel like that's kind of how the world is now. The shipping costs of pretty much everything out there is astronomical, and we just kind of have to deal with it and live with it until things become a little bit more, leveled out. How long that's going to be, I have no idea. Nobody knows, but I mean, as a U.S. resident, I'm fine with paying what I see it pay, but I understand people from other countries that are like, what the heck, this is ridiculously expensive. So I love this little GIF here because it's a great little run through about how you would actually play Race to the Raft. But anywho, yes, so that is why I backed Race to the Raft. I am a big fan of Isle of Cats. This is an amazing solo game. It picks up right where the story comes off, and actually it opens up to possibly even more trips back to the Isle of Cats for different styles of game in the future. Who knows? But I think this one, so far, it's doing absolutely amazing, and it's just going to continue to grow. There may be more things added to this, more surprises and more add-ons. I don't think there's going to be any stretch goals, but just maybe new cool stuff that'll pop up throughout the course of this campaign. Again, as I record this, there's 22 days left. And when I post it, there's probably about 2 weeks left. So definitely take the time to go over, check it out, see what's new, see what's different, and see if it interests you. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of Race to the Raft down in the comments below. Do you like Isle of Cats? Do you think this is an awesome sequel to add to the mix of it? Would you have changed anything around? Would you have done something differently? Who the heck knows? You know, I don't know. I'd never thought of a sequel for Isle of Cats, to be honest with you. But honestly, would I have thought of this? Absolutely not. Do I love it? Totally. Guys, thank you so much. Once again, I can never thank you enough. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, rescuing our little kitty friends, making sure they stay out of the fire, both in the game and in real life. I tell my cat all the time to stay off the stove, but he never really listens to me. He's a cat. That's what they do. You guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Later.